Coastal Fellowship. This is a place where many paths meet, where we honor the rich tapestry of spiritual traditions, and where all are welcome to responsibly explore their own connection to the sacred. I am Reverend Leslie Runnels, and I use she, her pronouns, joined by Laura Prestwich as worship associate, who's making sure we'll be able to have light later. And we are always happy to have Megan Smith with us as our accompanist. Karen Baggett as our song leader. Harriet and Martha are making all the technical magic happen this morning so that those of you can join us on Zoom. And if you are visiting us for the first or second time today, would you raise your hand that we may welcome you? Yay, welcome, 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 wonderful. And if you're feeling so inclined, we can bring the mic to you and you can introduce yourself. And if you're introverted and you don't want that, you just politely decline.
My name is Elise Walls, and I'm from Morehead City, North Carolina. And I'm here with my daughter, Summer Walls.
Nice.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome, Summer.
Who else do we have? Yeah, good morning. Some of y'all know me. I'm Martha Nassett, and this is my very dear friend,
Jane Merrill.
from New
Hi, Martha and Jane. Welcome.
down from New Bern.
You made the long trip from New Bern this morning, huh? To come join us. Love it.
Anybody else?
All right, we have just a couple of announcements today. After this worship service, which is our bread and honey communion, we will have our annual meeting. So we're going to fill you up with a little bit of bread and honey so that you'll have the energy to stay for that. We'll also have coffee and snacks in the other room as well. The Carteret Freedom Singers, is that still the name? Okay. So the UCF Choir and the Presbyterian Church? Episcopal. I know it was one of the P's. Their choirs are joining together to sing together at the No Kings Rally. Yeah. This is on June 14th at the courthouse in Beaufort, 2 p.m. Yes. And that's right. Come on out, come join, come sing, come march, come rally, because this is about democracy. We believe in democracy. It was one of our core principles. And this is not a partisan type thing. This is a democracy type thing. So please come join us and sing loud in the streets. I'm going to explain the logistics for the bread communion this morning so that when we get to that part, I don't have to do all the logisticy stuff. So we have a table here of beautiful breads that have been baked and brought and sliced and put on plates here for you. In the middle is one for gluten-free and vegan. So that's there. And then back here we have honey in little cups. Some of the honey is from Morehead, some is from Wilmington, and some is from a little bear in a bar. Okay? I don't know where that came from. Bears evidently give honey. There is also olive oil if you cannot do honey. All right? So what's going to happen is we're going to have two lines. We'll have one line that comes down this aisle, and there are two sets of tongs and two layers of plates. You're going to take one plate, and you're going to take the tongs and get two pieces of bread and put it on your plate. Meanwhile, there's another line that's coming back here, and you're going to come through and you're going to pick up honey. And then this person and this person are going to meet. And then they're going to go and sit somewhere, and there's going to be some questions up on the here for y'all to answer. I say, yes? How many honeys do you pick up? You pick up one honey. Yeah, and then when you get together with your plate with two pieces of bread and your partner with their one thing of honey, the partner is going to ask you if you want honey on your bread, and if you say yes, they're going to put some honey on your bread. You could also ask it for it to be on the side of your bread if you don't want a lot of honey. And then you're going to sit together and break bread together and then answer some spiritual questions together. And if you need gluten-free or vegan bread, you should get in this line. Pick up gluten-free bread for yourself and then maybe a non-gluten-free bread for your partner. If you need olive oil instead of honey, you should come in this line. Okay, I think that's the logistics I needed to share. Where also the children already have their bread and honey stored in the back when they go to classes. Yes, so you'll get it together in class. So you don't have to wait for us. You get it faster. See? I was thinking about you. Oh, yes. Yes. We're going to have two lines. One line that's going to come here, that's going to come and pick a plate and two pieces of bread, one for you and one for your partner. And then we're going to have a line here that's going to come up and pick one honey cup or one olive oil cup. And the first two people are going to meet, and they're going to go off into a pew area. And we ask that those are at the front go into the pews and go into the middle to make easy seating for those that are coming behind you. And then you'll have some questions to kind of play with together. Okay? All right, beautiful. And now we are going to center ourselves here together in this sacred space, and we're going to let music guide our way.
The talented Miss Megan Smith on keys, friends and family. All right, Parker is going to join us this morning as we light our chalice. And our opening words. Our opening words are, wait just a minute for me, Parker, I jumped the gun. Our opening words come from Mark Bellatini this morning. One planet, round, global, so that when you trace its shape with your finger, you end up where you started. It's one whole. All the dotted lines we draw on our maps of this globe are just that, dotted lines. They smear easily. Oceans can be crossed. Even the desert can be crossed. The grain that grows on one side of the border tastes just as good as the grain on the other side. Moreover, bread made from rice is just as nourishing to body and to spirit as bread made from corn, or spelt, or teff, or wheat, or barley. There is no superior land, no chosen site, no divine destiny falling on any one nation who draws those dotted lines just so. There is only one earth we all share, we the living with all else that lives and does not live. Everything, for good or ill, is part of the shared whole. Sky, earth, song, words, and now this sacred moment. And now let us speak these words as one. Come, let us worship together. And now Parker will join us for lighting the chalice. We gather here today to share and explore, to tell stories and break bread and be together in holy communion and connection. We light our chalice this morning in the spirit of gratitude, with love, hope, and generosity of spirit, grateful for this blessed opportunity to be together. And we also light our peace candle to remind ourselves that peace is a process that requires work, and that peace is not merely an absence of conflict, but the presence of justice. And now please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 121, We'll Build a Land.
We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where captives go free, where the oil of gladness solves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come, build a land where people together, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. Come, build a land where people together, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, then peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll be a land building up ancient cities, raising up devastations of old, restoring ruins, generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come, build a land where people together, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing
Each week, we make space and time to be human and celebrate our joys and grieve our sorrows together. Should you wish to share a personal joy or sorrow about a person or persons in your life, there is a paper to fill out over here in the corner. Place it in the basket, and then I will read it aloud as part of the ritual. And the ritual is to come up to select a stone or a shell or a bell or a pecan. I see there's an acorn in there now. And put your joy and your sorrow into that, and then place it into the water. So we invite you to join to make 2 lines here, and come forward. I'm going to need you to place two stones for me. One for Soren Brotzman. Tess is his mother. She has 4 boys, and Soren was riding his bike and was hit by a car. And he's in Greenville Hospital with traumatic brain injury. So we want to send that family a lot of love right now. And also Bogey Cashwell, one of our new members, is in the hospital again. He had fever of 103.5, which is really high for an adult. And he was airlifted to Durham to the VA hospital there. So we send him and Avery lots of love. Thank you. Here is what you would like shared. 2 days ago, we celebrated D-Day when an unnumbered amount of young Americans died to end the European Nazi dictatorship. In this country, we must end the dictatorship that now controls our voting places. And so it will take more than votes to end this dictatorship. My friend's sister Sandy made it through surgery but is still struggling a bit. Prayers would be nice. Ryan is asking for prayers for their friend Sandy. Colleen Clark, who is now living in Ireland, is fighting cancer again. Her address is posted in the social hall for those of you who can send cards. Barb Breiniger, a former member, passed away unexpectedly this week. She taught at Croatan High School with Joe Ellen. Sending y'all love. Martha and Joe Nassett send greetings from New Bern. Joe they welcome visitors. Check Martha for the best times. And our grandson Noble graduated with honors from East Carteret High School and was awarded a 4-year teaching fellowship from Big Rock. That's wonderful, from Louise and Dave. And Janine Brobst turns 95 years young today. That's amazing. And I hope you get a chance to read her husband's shirt today. This community witnesses your joys, your concerns, even the ones not spoken aloud, or the ones that are slowly forming in your heart. May you know love, may you know peace, and may you be safe. And now we have our video for the Time for All Ages. And it's about bread, and we are ready.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Butterfly Book Club. Make sure you have subscribed. Today we are reading The Only Way to Make Bread, written by Cristina Quintero and illustrated by Sarah Gonzalez. The only way to make bread is like this. You always start with a counter or a table. Any clean counter or table will do. Next, you need a bowl. It can be any color you like. My favorite bowl to make bread in is bright blue with a milky white inside. Now, you'll need some salt. And if you're using yeast, you'll definitely need some sugar to make your bread rise. Then pick a flour. It can be soft and white like fresh snow, or light brown and scratchy like fine sand. Maybe it's pale yellow and powdery fine, or coarse and heavy like a pile of teeny tiny rocks. Add some water or milk, maybe an egg or two. Grab a handful of this, add a dash of that, mix in a bit of this, and finish with a splash of that. Get out your best wooden spoon, or use your hands and knead it all together until you can't tell where this starts and that ends. I like to use my hands because it's how my papi taught me. Next, you'll need to cook it, or bake it, or fry it in a pan. The pan can be heavy and round, or tall and rectangular. You might use a flat pan, or perhaps no pan at all, just grilled over the stovetop instead. Maybe you skip the kitchen entirely, wrap the dough around a stick, and cook it over an open fire. Now, for the very best part. When your bread is done, whether spongy or dry, fluffy or flat, you absolutely must find someone to share it with, because bread must always be broken together. I forgot to tell you the most important part, the secret ingredient. Everyone has one, and guess what? It's always the same. You always want to make your bread with love. Sing before you eat it, or slather it with jam. Use it like a spoon, or tear it with your hands. Your bread might look different from mine, and it probably tastes different too. And that's okay. All bread is delicious. So the next time you make bread, remember, there is only one way to make it, your way. Hi everyone, and welcome back.
Right, and now we are going to sing our children to their religious education classes for their own bread and honey communion with the blessing song. It's a blessing you were born, and it matters what you do. What you know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty you love be what you do, and you don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing I was born, and it matters what I do. What I know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty I love be what I do, and I don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing we were born, and it matters what we do. What you know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty we love be what we do, and we don't have to do it alone.
You know, I'm always good for the cha-cha-cha at the end. This week, we're going to pass the plate a little earlier in the worship service since we have a lot going on today. So go ahead and start fumbling for your wallets and your change purses right now. Every month, we share the plate with a community organization, and June's Share the Plate is for Carteret Community College's Sexuality and Gender Alliance, also known as SAGA. Members of SAGA share what SAGA means to them and the LGBTQ plus community and allies. Your generosity during our June Share the Plate will help fund activities to help SAGA's outreach, to build a strong and welcoming community, and to, most importantly, make sure no one feels alone. Please give generously. Please join in blessing this offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. You I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. We invite you into a moment of silence and meditation. Breathing will bring us into the meditation, and the music will bring us out. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Fill your belly. Breathe out. Out through the mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Last breath.
The ritual of breaking bread together is one that has been shared by the human family in various forms for millennia. We give thanks for the harvest, a prayer that the earth will sustain life once again. In the Christian tradition, the disciples broke bread together during a Passover meal, which comes from the Jewish tradition. They were remembering an escape to freedom on the eve of a crucifixion, when yet another imperial ruling power was asserting its dominance through violence. They broke bread together in the depth of their grief and fear, asserting that the forces of empire, violence, and evil would not extinguish the forces of life and love. Our congregation practices a free and open communion. Everyone here is invited to participate without reservation, whether it is your first time here. We also practice consent here. If you don't want to participate, you are not required to do so.
And so it is that we come to gather around these altars for our communion tables. This ritual connects us in ways that we can only begin to know through time and space, to our history, to all the people who have looked into each other's eyes across this faith through the years, to the earth and the cycle of life. On this altar is bread that you have baked or purchased to share with this community and Holy Communion. There are gluten-free and vegan options. Look around you. Look across the room from you. Let us know ourselves as one body, a body broken in our humanness, complicit in and impacted by systems of oppression that were established long before any of us were born. brokenhearted as our compassion leads us to feel our suffering and that of others. A body of hope, coming together each week to heal together and build the world of our dreams. This body comes together today to break bread together. And when we break bread, we also break open our hearts to each other. Perhaps today it is your heart that needs to be broken open. Perhaps your neighbor is the one whose heart is breaking today. We come together to witness each other as we journey together with spiritual practice.
In this gathered space, let us notice the large forces that hold us. The earth, its large body, which holds us, sustains us, and gives us life. The floor, walls, and roof of this building, crafted with care from timber and stone. The ultimate mystery, the source and sustenance of all creation that some call God. The abiding force of love that holds us and will never let us go. There is so much for us to be grateful for. So much love and care, passion and dedication present right here in this sanctuary. Our life together as a community is a blessing, and each of us is a tapestry woven of experiences and understandings for which we can be grateful. On the altar is honey in cups. This honey, some of the honey comes from a local beekeeper who tends and sings to the bees, thanking them for sharing their gifts. We also have olive oil for those of you who cannot do honey. In pagan traditions, bees are often revered as sacred creatures in mythology and folklore, and their communal behavior in nature and their role in pollination symbolizes cooperation, diligence, and divine order. Hindus see honey as representing one of the elixirs of life and symbolizes sweetness, knowledge, and healing. The Quran praises bee and honey, stating that honey contains healing for humanity and is seen as a gift from God that can be used medicinally and spiritually. In a moment, we're going to combine these two gifts, bread and honey, spirit to spirit. So I invite you now, we're going to make two lines. One line that's going to come this way, pick up one plate, 2 pieces of bread, and come here and wait for your partner who's going to be coming through this line, picking up 1 cup of honey, coming together, finding a seat, and then we'll have some questions for you. So we invite you now to line up. Honey? And as you find your partner, you're going to ask them if they want honey on their bread, and you'll pour honey on their bread if they want it. And you can go ahead and put up the questions.
We may have to do a reconfigure.
Right, but it is you now.
Okay. Let's give it a 2 bill service. You sit beside someone new today. Having honored and shared our experiences together in this sacred ritual, we now see one another more deeply. We can look into one another's faces and see there the brokenness and the blessing, the reflection of our common humanity. We ate of the fruit of the hive and of our own manna, and we nourished each other together. To notice once again that the forces of life and love persist. May the forces of life and love persist here and out there and everywhere. Please join me in reading our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame. I knew it when y'all didn't join in immediately. I knew it. All right, let's try it again. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now in Espanol, extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad, o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez. And now, please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 407. We're going to sit at the welcome table This is another song from the African spiritual tradition where the song speaks back to the oppressors who denied full humanity and space at the table. We sing for the end of oppression and that all are welcome.
We're gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. We're gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. All kinds of people around that table. All kinds of people around that table. One of these days, hallelujah. All kinds of people around that table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. We're gonna see peace and justice. We're gonna see peace and justice one of these days. Hallelujah. We're gonna see peace and justice. Gonna see peace and justice one of these days. Well, darn. That ended too soon, don't you think?
Sorry about that. All right, it is our tradition to join hands and form anything close to a circle around the edges of this sanctuary. If you prefer to stay in the middle and be surrounded in by love, please do so. All right. Oh, yay. Welcome, little ones. Gathering together grows courage. These things add up. Your one thing and my one thing, his one thing and their one thing. Any liberation, all liberation is collective liberation. My freedom is bound up with yours, and yours with mine. Amen. Go now in peace. Get some coffee, maybe a little more bread, a little more honey, some snacks, and come back for the annual meeting.